Hey guys, Thrasher here. Sidestep has been nerfed, but there is another technique that allows you to recover vanishing gauge and key. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so if you watch the center of the screen, you're going to see some combat footage that I've recorded on the last mission of the Android 17 event. The reason I did that is because there's no lag whatsoever, and this is what's called float step. In order for this to work, you have to essentially have no lag, which makes it not super viable in PvP, but we'll talk about that a little more in a second. Let's talk about what exactly this is. So after you use an arts card, what you want to do is float forward the same way you would float left or float right. Rather than dashing left or dashing right, you float left to miss a key blast or something of that nature. And the timing on this has to be essentially perfect. You float forward essentially one tile and then you use your arts card. The way you do that is as you're using your current arts card, before it finishes, you put your thumb on the screen, and you're going to want to use two thumbs for this because it's very hard to time. The way I do it is I put my left thumb on the screen and then I roll it forward so that it will slowly float me forward. I do that before the arts card ends. Once the arts card ends, it's going to float me forward. Pretty much as soon as I start floating forward, I take my left thumb off and I start mashing my right thumb on the next arts card that I want to use. Now, the arts card will not be activated until you remove your left thumb, so what you can do is start mashing that arts card before you remove your left thumb, and as soon as you remove your left thumb, it will activate. That will allow this to be as fast as possible, because if you are even a couple milliseconds too slow, your opponent will be able to get out of the combo. Now, the positives to this are you can increase your combo length. Now, if you watch the 3 different characters that I'm using in this footage, the Trunks, I did not do it perfectly. As you can see, the opponent, if they wanted to, could have gotten out of the combo. The second one, the Android 16, I'm trying to push the combo as far as possible. The longer you wait while you're floating forward, the more key you get back, the faster you get back your vanishing gauge. But if you go too long, then they can get out of the combo. So I pushed it too far with the 16. If you watch the Go 10 footage, that is pretty much perfect. I do a 6-card combo, I get my vanishing gauge back, I'm able to vanishing step again after the combo is over, and I get a fair amount of key back. Now, like I said before, you need essentially no lag whatsoever, so I would not use this in regular PvP. It's going to be pretty viable in later matches against AI. As we can see, the AI is getting stronger and stronger, so this is something that you can utilize. If you need to use this in PvP, it is something that I would practice, and if you're at the end of a match and you need to get off, say, 5 or 6 arts card instead of just the 4 that you have to win, and you know that if your opponent hits you again, you're going to lose, this is something you could try. But be prepared to be punished if you mess this up at all. With that being said, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, oh, well, this is like old sidestep, it's got to get nerfed. Maybe it will get nerfed, maybe it won't. I assume it probably will, but the AI has been doing this for a long time. If you actually watch the AI as you play against them, you'll notice that sometimes before they use an arts card, they'll float forward a little bit and then use their arts card. They're doing the exact same thing that I'm showing you right now. This is why for such a long period of time, people have been saying, oh, these characters cheat. No, they've just been using another technique that a lot of people didn't realize was in the game to get their vanishing gauge back more quickly. And this has been in the game since the beginning. I have seen people doing it first week the game came out. It's just there was no reason to use this technique because in the beginning we had standard forward dash, dash step, whatever you want to call it. Then once they got rid of that, we started doing the sidestep. Now they've gotten rid of the sidestep, and this is really the only viable option left if you want to utilize this. Now keep in mind, like I said, this is very punishable. If you're off even by a couple milliseconds, you're probably going to lose your combo. You're probably going to get comboed. And I just want to reiterate, when you are floating forward, it is not a swipe up. Do not swipe up. That will make you dash forward. What you want to do is put your thumb on the screen and then move it up slightly or roll it up. So if you have a small phone, just roll your thumb. If you have a big tablet, you can move your thumb up a little bit, but don't take your thumb off because then you will dash forward. And then once you've begun to float forward, take your thumb off and make sure you're mashing the arts card button that you want to actually use as you take it off, so that way you immediately use it and you don't lose your combo. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any questions, make sure to throw them down below. I'll answer them the best I can. I'm sure someone else will probably have an answer for you too. And if you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.